Welcome back to Data Analysis with Power BI. Today we'll be discussing how we can filter our profits such that we want to see the various categories of items we sell in our shop ABC and what are the profits they are giving us within this chart. So for us to do this, I'll be introducing us to a new visual which I call the slicer. Now, the slicer is located in the visualization pane. The slicer allows you to select only a single entity, that it sorts your report by that entity or that column. Now, we'll go to our visualization pane, then you select slicer. Then I want to select it by my categories, of which I have three categories here, which are the furniture, the office supply, and the technology. Now, we don't want to leave it as a burden in our report like this, just because it is covering another report. Now, what we are going to be doing is that we want this to be either a drop down or a list of items at the top of our report over here. Now, the next thing we are going to be doing is that we click on the option that says focus mode at the top of the slicer. Now, from there, we'll be able to see where we can select either a drop down or a list. We'll click a list from here. Then you say you go back to your report. Now, you go back into your visualization pane and then you go to visuals, then slicer settings. Is presently on the vertical, but I want it as a horizontal. Now, if you notice, it has changed it to three rectangular boxes. What I have to do is to slim fit it within a straight line, which is possibly like this, depending on how you want your visuals to be. Now, I can easily now say that I want to move this to the top side of my report over here. Then I could increase it a bit so that I could see. Now, if you notice that this is how it will look like. Now I have added a slicer to my report. Also, with this, you could do other settings within the slicer, which are, if you come to the slicer visualization on your visualization pane and you come to format visuals, then you come to settings and you see selections and you see selection headers. Now you could see it's a color red. Now that is the present color and it has 20% as. You could want to increase or decrease it as the case may. Now you could want to set a background for it, of which I would want it to be white. Now in that case, I can now say okay, that is fine with me. Then I can close this. I'll close this. Then I can also close my background color. Then if you come to general, you could see there are other properties you could also see from there. So now with this, I have my visualization pane set. All from this, I have set my slicer from the visualization pane. So in addition, we can also do some other customization. I could also want to be able to filter my report by the month of each of these. So you go back to your visualization pane and select on the data, you move the month here. Now it will generate a month from the month of January to the month of December. You click on the focus mode, then you select the drop down. Now you go back, then you can slim fit this as you like, as you may like. You slim fit it a bit to fit into the top over here. So you could make sure it's on the same line. Now you could also drag this down because it's not yet off the way I want it. Then I could move it a bit up. Now if you are okay with it in this form, now let's put all these things we have done into a little action before we call this class over for now. Now I can select over here in a drop down the month of August, and the visuals I see is everything is based on just August. And I could select July, and I could select May. Now that is for the months. And once you are done, you can clear your filter by this first option at the month top here, which brings everything back to the way it was. Then you can also filter your report now, that is your profit, by the furniture, by the office supplies, and by the technology. So now I may say I want technology for, I will select the option for technology and for the month of March. So with this is the report for the month, for the category technology and the month of March. So with this, today we'll be stopping here. In the next class, we'll continue with further analysis and visualization. Thank you and see you in the next.